Hey guys, Joebizz34 back again, and I wanted to show off this cool X Plus Ric Boy 30 centimeter recent release of Jet Jaguar. And people have waited a long time for a Jet Jaguar in this scale, because he's been around in other forms, but not in 30 centimeter. He's been in 25 centimeter in part of the smaller series, the large series, and they had, the only thing that came close to a 30 centimeter choice was like a Diamond Select Bank that I think I almost got. I was tempted to buy it because it was really cheap, and it was the only option at that time to have one a little taller, to match other 30 centimeters. But here he is in all his glory, and the best part is the Ric Boy comes with this stand, a little more extravagant than just a clear stand, I guess, that the standard comes with, and it has the on-off button right here. So what you do, you just turn it on, and voila, it is lights there. Now, as soon as you disconnect them from the stand, that connector right there that goes into the bottom of his foot is what gives him the lights. You see, obviously he has no lights now. So you put the foot back on, boom, the connection is made, and there you go. And I like that idea. I like it. I like the idea of incorporating it in the stand, actually, more than like the other ones that come out of the back of Godzilla or the tail, and you see the wire, with the battery pack. This is all within this stand. So, it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Camouflaged. It's kind of subtle, and it kind of blends in with your display, that it's not obvious that he has some sort of electrical device, electronic device connected to him, which is cool. Now, I've heard some people complain about him being a tipper, that he could tip over, but I don't know, mine does stand pretty well, even on his own. I don't have any problems with him. I mean, obviously if you shake it, any of these figures can wiggle, and his feet do move a bit, I believe. You can move the feet, you can adjust the feet. You could turn it a little bit, not much, but enough. So, I think he stands very well. Now, he came with these hands and arms on by default, but they do come with an extra set of arms. So if you want to switch it out, this one really is very similar to this one, so I don't really see much of the point. But I guess if you want, instead of the open hand karate stance, you can have a second closed fist, so he's kind of like looking like he's going to box. I personally like the ones that came on the figure by default, so I'm going to keep them that way. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out to this review. He's been out for a few weeks now, and people have been getting them, and it's been trickling in. And I just think it's awesome. And another shout out to Jim. Thank you for hooking me up with him and getting him for me, shipped from Japan, the Ric Boy. He's a great hookup, and I'm going to flash his name on this vid right now so you can see his name, and look him up on Facebook. Okay, now really quickly, I wanted to show this bad boy. Look at this guy that I recently got. Now, the reason why I'm not doing an entire vid on him alone is because he's an older figure. He's been out there. This has been released and a while back, so I didn't want to do a review just on him, since he's a little older and most people have seen him already. So we're going to have him accompanied with Jet Jaguar, and I'm going to show a couple other friends that I bought recently. But look at how impressive this thing is. Now, this is a 25 centimeter scale, but look how tall it is and big. And you see Jet Jaguar next to him. I mean, yeah, there's a scale difference, but it really doesn't matter. And I've heard people say that. I was hesitant because I always like to stick to the 30 centimeter, but people have always said that, King Ghidorah and like Destroyer are always bigger even though they're in the 25 centimeter scale, because they're supposed to be bigger than Godzilla or the rest of the 25 centimeter series. So because of that, he still kind of fits in with the 30 centimeter. Now, here's another pickup I did recently, and I'll show you for scale comparison. I got the Ric Boy Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Smog Monster, Godzilla vs. Ghidorah, and this is an awesome figure. I always wanted this, and I do have him all decked out in his Ric Boy options, with the damaged closed eye, and him holding having the arms with the eggs attached that he pulled out of him during the fight. And just to show you a scale difference here. Now, here you could clearly see that he's smaller, 25 centimeter. Now, Jet Jaguar's on a stand, so let's take him off the stand here and put him next to him. Now, if you look, that you could see, okay, he's bigger, it doesn't match. I mean, it's your collection, your shelf. They still look awesome together, and you could display them any way you want. But there is a scale difference for people that, really that's important to, including myself. So, technically, if you take Jet Jaguar out of the mix and you put Godzilla with him, even though they're not from the same movie, this version, but, that's technically the right scale, okay? But again, taking Godzilla out of the mix, take another awesome look at him, though, because he is an awesome figure. Look at that. So we'll put him down here. Like I said, you put Jet Jaguar next to, and it's not so out of place. You know, it really, this figure has got such a shelf presence, you know, and again, you could definitely tell there's a scale difference, but I mean, you know, eyeball to eyeball, just looking at it quick, you know, somebody would say, wow, that's awesome, and probably wouldn't give it a second thought. Now, here's another beauty I got recently. I got Varon, and I am so happy to acquire him, and I didn't get him with a box or anything, and I bought him off the same guy that was selling this guy. And I'm I've always wanted Varon, and he became a little hard to find. And they're coming out with a new flying version, which is cool, but I always like this one specifically. So I'm happy I got this one. And again, just for scale comparison, you could see they fit right. You know, like it's not that out of place once again. And you know, again, I'm not going to do a full review on these guys because they're older, they've been out. But again, if you look at the 25 centimeter Godzilla, okay, you know, although still awesome, you could still see that, you know, there is a bit. And Varon's kind of on the smaller side, so he kind of blends in a little more with the 25 centimeters anyway, because he's got a little bit of a lean to him that I know certain people complained about that I could, you know, I'll work on straightening him out. But it's not, like I said, it's not as dominant, you know, to see the size comparison. So again, you know, if you like a figure and it's awesome and it's only available in one scale, don't be like me originally and get too hung up on the scale sizing, because I am so happy to have King Ghidorah, and it's just, I mean, I have no regrets having this. This thing is massive, and look at the wings. I mean, the wing itself is bigger than Jet Jaguar. It's crazy. But another things to point out is that people were complaining about the fragileness of this figure. And I can tell you right now, this was like a re-release, like a second release that I got through Flossie's shop. Shout out to John. Thank you. I'll flash his information too on the screen. And the horns and stuff are now like soft and bendable, which I heard originally these were not, and they were breaking on people. So if you get the reissue or the re-release that's out now, see if Flossie's shop still has some if you want to pick one up. They modified some things. And the other thing they modified, which is already a beautiful figure anyway, the box that it comes in now, and I heard Rich Isso's review about how it wasn't protected enough in the plastic shell. Well, now it comes in styrofoam. So it's packed way better than before, and I had no issues. The figure came out perfect right out of the box. So, and I'm sorry guys, I am dominating this review showing him more because I'm such in awe of this figure. But again, this is really about Jet Jaguar. So we finally have him in 30 centimeter. He goes awesome with other figures, even other scales. He is very simplistic, but yet effective. I mean, the paint apps are all there. He looks like he's wearing the robot suit from the film. And, you know, the box is the typical, you know, pictured box. I don't have it up here, but, you know, the typical Garage Toys looking box with the picture, the color photo on the front. And the Ric Boy, you know, gotta get the Ric Boy if you can. If you can afford it, you can find it. Get the Ric Boy with the light up eyes. I think it's very cool and very important with this type of character. So I definitely recommend picking this guy up if you're a fan of this series and the Godzilla films. Gotta have Jet Jaguar, and I hope they come out with King Caesar and others that can go along with them for future matchups and teaming up from the movies to be complete. So that would be awesome to have those two standing together in this scale. But anyway, that's it. Just a quick review on these guys and just showing some friends in my latest collection and a bunch of awesomeness. And here's my personal monster, my kitty cat right there. One of two that we have. So anyway, and as you can see, she's not even bothered by the fact I'm doing this review or here or talking or whatever. She just thinks I'm crazy and talking to myself. Anyway, there you go. Ric Boy Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Smog Monster. We got King Ghidorah in 25 centimeters scale. And there's going to be a flying version now, so if you want to get that instead, you know, you could pick that up. That's basically the same as this, except maybe minor differences in the head positioning, and the legs are more tilted up the feet like he's flying. I prefer this one. I like him standing and kind of looking very dominant. There's Varon, and there's a new flying version coming out of him, so if you prefer that version, look out for that and check the local shops for that, or for your dealers like Jim or Flossie. And Jet Jaguar. Boom. Awesome, and just awesome stuff. There we go. Woo! It does not come with batteries, so just keep in mind you got to pick up the batteries. They're the LR whatever's. It says the numbers in the instruction, but there's these AR equivalents that I happen to have that I think is the same thing that I ended up using in here, and it worked just fine. So just make sure you match up the 2 batteries you need, and you put them right into the base, and then boom, you don't have to think about it again until, you know, unless you burn them out and you need to replace them at some point. Anyway, that's a quick review from Joebizz34. I'll be back next time with some awesome stuff. I'm getting the 30cm Ric Boy Shin Godzilla soon, so that'll be my next review. All right, till then, guys, peace out.